Hello, family. Good morning. Good morning. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and colon hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. I wanted to share my books with you. These are the two latest books that let me just say latest. Latest child, because I will be releasing something else coming up soon. So just get ready. But I wanted to go over my 21-day detox manual along with the detox journal, the companion journal, okay? So don't look at my nails. I'm getting my nails done this week. It's been a little rough. So my detox journal, my detox manual is where you will find everything that you need listed to move you through a 21-day full body detox cleanse, right? There's a lot of content in here, a lot of content. Hence the reason why you have your detox journal. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to write because writing requires you to get still. It requires you to go within. It requires you to get still. That is the whole purpose of digestive alchemy, is to get still and go within. You need a companion journal to hold all that content in one location. I cannot tell you how many notes I have scattered throughout my place in all of these different journals because I didn't have a journal to put all of that information in. I just, whatever piece of paper I wrote it on as I'm detoxing, I would just write it down. So this project, these two projects are a collection of all the mistakes and all the things that I needed to keep me moving and focused while I'm cleansing. That's what these two books and items and tools are for, right? So the journal comes empty so that you can feel it. Oh, how about that? There are complete instructions in the front that explains exactly how to use this companion book/journal. It's all there. All you gotta do is slow down and read it. Slow. This content is not something that you can consume in a day. This content is not something that you can consume in a month. This type of study, which is basically what it is, this type of study requires your undivided attention. It requires you to have a set time every day where you go inward. That's the whole focus and goal and purpose of doing this. I think sometimes people are looking so hard they don't see it, right? So I've had a couple of people purchase the book, right? And purchase the journal. And they're completely like, well, what am I doing? Let's start with, what is your goal with purchasing the book? Let's start there. I appreciate your support. Thank you. But I did not put this content out to be supported. I'm already supported by spirit. I put this out so that you can make some changes in your life. That's why I put this out. I didn't put this out to get the accolades. I appreciate the accolades. I'm grateful. But this is content that's going to help you shift your stuff. So now people are like, oh, this is not a novel, love. This is a living, breathing manual where you're going to be writing in this bad boy. You're going to be highlighting in this bad boy. After you finish using this book, you should have sauce all over it, honey, because you're reading it as you're cooking. You know where I'm going with it? You know where I'm going with this? This should be falling apart at the end of your 21-day program. All of this should be colored in and written in and all kind of stuff. There's a calendar in the back so you can track your stuff. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. I am not playing about my content. I know exactly what I'm doing, regardless if you understand it or not. I know exactly what my mission is. I know exactly what my lane is. I know exactly what my charge is. I know exactly what my purpose is. Now, how can I support you with the tools that I have put out there? These tools that I have created are not for the faint of heart. Most people read the first, and I'll grab it for you. Let me get another one over here. My first book. Let me just tell you something about this first book. It's a thin book, right? Like me. I'm sorry. I fell into it. Anyway, my coffee is really, really good. It's just coffee. There's no like mushrooms or nothing. It's just straight coffee, just FYI. When you love what you do, you're naturally happy. So when I wrote my first book, let me just tell you something. People had a lot to say. Oh, that's a pamphlet. Or that's this. That's not really a book. A book is da-ba-da-ba-da. I said, did you open it up? Did you read the content? They get to the first page. First page. Stuck. Stuck like Chuck. Stuck like Chuck. Don't ever, ever underestimate an appearance or whatever you're looking at. Look at the content, what's inside, what is being verbally shared. This book, my first book, may be small, but let me tell you something. Most people cannot get past the first page. Let me just tell you that. Can't get past the first, stuck. Like, but it's just a pamphlet though, right? My whole goal with this video is this. It's two-part. Number one, regardless of what anybody says, everybody's going to have something to say. You keep doing you. You know who you are. Look behind me. What's on that shelf? It's more than one book with my name on it. Do you, regardless if you sell one book a year. You sold one book a year, yo. You sold one affirmation card versus the average person who ain't sold nothing. Don't get confused. Don't get distracted. And now I'm talking to like my students and anybody else who wants to write a book or create a deck of cards for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what it is. There is a market out there for everything. Don't ever let anybody call you and say, what is it? You know what it is. You stand in your truth and you say exactly what it is. A lot of people are just being funny because they're distracted and they ain't doing nothing and they mad because you're doing something. Or they just want to be in your circle. But don't ever let nobody dim your light. You stand in your truth. You know what you did. You know what you produced. I know what these books can do because they did it for me. They did it for my 20 plus students. Let me just point that out. 20 plus students. Who can say that? Before you start receiving or before you start accepting anyone else criticism about what you're doing, stop and look at everything that you have accomplished versus the person who's telling you what you should do, and then look at their accomplishments. Most of the time, they ain't doing nothing but looking at everybody else. Don't ever forget that. Please don't ever forget that. I tell my son this all the time. Baby, people are going to have a whole lot to say just because of how you look. You just keep pushing. You know who you are, and you know who your mama is, so you ain't never got to worry about nothing. Let me just put that out there. So when it comes to producing you, mastering yourself, and this is not even my other books. This is just the green ones. How about that? We ain't even talking about the pink ones. We're just talking about the green ones. You understand what I'm saying? I am beyond grateful for everything that I have, everything that I know, everything that I have done, everything that I'm getting ready to do, everyone that has purchased the books, my affirmation cards, started journaling. Do you know the power of journaling? That's why this is so big. Because the power of journaling and writing down what you want and what you have experienced and what you want to create and what you want to manifest, when you look back at it 6 months later, sometimes less, sometimes more, it just depends. You have accomplished everything you wrote down. That's why this is so important, because you have complete control over your health, over your wealth, over your relationships, over your finances. You have complete control over that. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Not anything else. Not trying to take anything away from you. Only gifting you the truth that was gifted to me. That's it. That's it. No more, no less, no more, no less. And when you start offering your gifts in that manner without any need for recognition, when you can start offering your gifts without any need for accolades, and you're giving that to yourself, and you're able to honor that in yourself, you're able to push yourself, you're able to celebrate yourself regardless of if people around you are not celebrating you, but you can celebrate you. That's all that matters. I can care less if I throw a party and the only person that's there is me and the DJ. It's about to be a real intimate party getting ready to go down. Or if nobody shows up, I'm still going to celebrate. That's how convicted you got to get about your stuff, about you, regardless of what it is. Regardless if you're getting ready to invent another pen, like we need another pen, I don't care. But here's the thing. God gave you the charge. There are 1,001 books in the world. I, myself, have a very lovely book collection. I think my book collection is pretty stellar. I really, really do. I think I might be ready for a library, a personal library room in my home. I'm going to get there. But the point in the matter is this. How dope would it be if you had a book on your bookshelf with your name on it? How dope would it be if your grandchildren can say, back in the day, my grandmother wrote a book. My mom's mom wrote a book. Ain't that kind of dope? What if your children? I have a 17-year-old son. He has seen me go through this whole process. He told me the other day, he said, Mama, we were talking about something else. And he just stopped and he looked at me. He's like, Mama, you are pretty dope. Like, what parent would respond that way? I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I remember the look on his face, and he was just like, you're pretty dope. My baby told me that. My 17-year-old. All I'm saying is this. I believe in you if nobody else believes in you. I really, really do. Wholeheartedly, without any strings attached. I don't want nothing from you because I'm already full over here. As you can see, I'm full. I want you to experience that too. So in the end, this video has like morphed into all kind of different things. But I think in the end, this is nothing but a motivational video to motivate you to do you. However that looks like, however that needs to be, however it needs to be received, whatever it looks like. Just authentically be you. This morning, unfortunately, I read an article about a mayor who committed suicide yesterday or the day before. It was recently. It happened within the last 3 days. Because I don't look at the news often for very specific reasons. He committed suicide because he was hiding another side of his life, and the conservative side of the world wanted to out him out. So they basically, grown adults are bullying a grown man who's a mayor. Like, really think about that. Where are your priorities? Where are your... Anywho, because of the pressure and everything that this grown-ass man is getting from other grown-ass adults with bullying in 2023, almost 2024, in the United States, of all places, he committed suicide. This man had a full-on family. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was a pastor, if I'm not mistaken, too. So, again, there's a lot in that. A lot in that. You do not have to hide who you are. You don't have to wait to display and accept who you are. Just be. That's my message for today. Just be. And I'm going to go write another book. All right. So my name is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy. And as always, my goal is to activate you into greatness. That's my only purpose here, is just to activate. Turn you on, turn you on, turn you on, turn you on, press the button, press the button, press the button. And I do that with colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. My website is Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com, and my private office is located in Torrance, California. Mwah. Be blessed.